All right, we're live. Welcome to the
What's up,
very
everyone?
first Hair Revival coffee break. My name is Blake.
I'm Michael.
This is Michael. And so we are the purpose of this podcast. Well, here, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. If you don't know who I am and you're watching, I'm Blake Brister. I own Hair Revival Studio, and I've been in the hair industry for about 12 years. I think 12 years. Every time you renew your license, it's like, oh, it's been 2 more years. And Michael here, you can tell you a little bit about yourself, what you do.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? I'm Michael. I've been working on and off with Hair Revival for about 7 years, and I've been in the industry for about 14 years. And I'm the creative director at Hair Revival Studio, and I travel back and forth between Dallas and Denver doing hair.
That's right. That's right. And so Michael is the creative director. He's been helping us get our education program off the ground, and also the just we've realized that he's great at marketing. So he's kind of really helped us with social media and marketing the brand, which has been
It's
real
been fun.
exciting. Kind of came
Yeah,
out of
it's been fun.
nowhere. So just to want to let everyone listening know, the heart behind this podcast live stream is to really just connect with industry and non-industry friends, and taking a break to get to know one another, get to know people's story. Hairdressers have great stories. We all have a story, and also just to talk about hot topics in life. What's going on. So to take a break, pull out a coffee, and connect. And so anyone watching, I encourage you, if you just starting off your day and you're having your first cup of coffee, great. And if you have already had a really productive morning and you're on your second cup or anywhere in between, grab a coffee, join us. um, we're going to try to stick to these about 15-minute time frames. They'll go quick. And so today I think that what I'd like to do is open up a little questions to Michael and just kind of fill this thing out. How we move forward. Michael, how do you feel about that?
I'm into it, man. I do have a question
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
What kind of
What's up?
coffee are you drinking today?
I am drinking Ascension's coffee. So Ascension is a local coffee shop, about half a mile or so, a mile away from our salon. They've got
It's
several
Blake's
locations.
favorite.
Oh man, I love Ascension. I've got a new favorite every week, but yeah, Ascension's my favorite right now. It's right here in front of me. They have great beans. They roast it, and I have a little espresso machine that I plugged away with some oat milk. So, what about you, man? What are you
making
drinking?
making the team some cortados and americanos.
That's right. Yeah,
Blake's
every
a
once in a
master
while.
barista. I'm drinking this like mushroom coffee.
Okay.
It's got like coffee and lion's mane and cordyceps mushroom, which helps with like focus and natural energy. It's pretty great.
Interesting. Not really
I'm
coffee,
not
but
sponsored
you.
by them, but I'd be down.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good, man. Well, glad you have your mushroom coffee.
Thanks, man.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, let's go. I got one question here that we kind of tossed around, and that's just basically just taking a recap into 2021. What would you say your biggest celebration personally was, and what would you say your biggest challenge was? And this can be as a hairdresser or just personally or whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I've been thinking a lot about that leading into 2022, and then also the last few days. But as far as like life and hairstylist goes, like those two things are really sort of integrated for me. They're not really like I can't. It's hard for me to like talk about life without it also being about something in the industry or something to do with the business, whether that be marketing, whether that be Instagram, whether that be doing hair, behind the chair, or the conversations that we get to have. So I think like my life is like really integrated with being a hairstylist and sort
Hmm.
of that industry, and it's a really
Yeah.
beautiful thing because it hasn't always been like that. Sometimes I've definitely went through seasons of life where that was sort of second and or behind other career paths, and it feels good to be in that space. It's such a cool industry, so much opportunity, such a good community
Mhm.
and connection with people. So I'm really grateful for it. But I think for 2021, you know, I ended the year just really reflecting on previous years of my life. And on 2021, I think the thing that I would celebrate the most is I came out on top in every area of my life, meaning like in 2021, my family did better financially than we've ever done.
Wow.
In 2021, my marriage grew more than it ever has. And I find myself being really connected with my wife more than I ever have in 16 years of marriage at the end of 2021. I find
Wow.
more success and fulfillment in the industry of doing hair from, you know, being the creative director, which was a longing of my heart really at times. And the way the opportunity presented itself was just a beautiful thing. And to be able to do it with someone like you, Blake, and people like Janae and our entire team is just, it's really amazing. It's great success. And I think the success is, and the celebration is like endless with my children, and they're beautiful and they're healthy and our family's close and tight and they're all intelligent and emotionally connected and they're healthy, and it's a beautiful thing. And even in areas with God that I grew this year, and areas with in community and friendship, and I literally every area of my life, and personally I had so much personal growth. I had every area of my life I really could celebrate and elaborate on for a long time. The other side of that, the
Hmm.
things that like were really
That's
hard and
amazing,
challenging
bro.
in
That's really amazing.
2021. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
The irony is, Blake, is like the things that were challenging in 2021 were the same exact things that I'm celebrating,
Yeah.
which made me realize, which has brought me like also there were parts of 2021 that sucked and like really kicked my butt and like really challenging in marriages and family and finances and all these things at
Yeah.
the same time. All the beautiful celebratory things that I'm grateful for were also extremely challenging. But it had me thinking really about this one particular thing that I'm excited to have this perspective of this like challenges and successes or hard things and things that we're grateful for in life are sometimes very synonymous,
Hmm.
and sometimes it's like two sides of the same coin. So this idea of life and death being together and being beautiful, and us not really experiencing the joy without experiencing also the challenge or the struggle.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so I'm really excited to grow more in this idea, and I'm really excited to be able to, and I think for me what it helps me do is embrace these challenges when they come and these hard things when they come,
Hmm.
and realize that on the other side of those things, as I lean into them, as I move through them,
Hmm.
that there's something to celebrate on that. There's a victory on the other side of that. And
Yeah.
so
So let me
it's a beautiful thing.
make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So you're saying essentially all the things that you're celebrating out of 2021, looking back, all had some type of struggle that you had to go through to celebrate.
Absolutely.
So they're like, so the hardest parts of last year are directly tied to the best things that happen.
100%. And I think
So
that's life, right?
yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
incredible. So what would you, what if there was anybody listening, what would you say to them, you know,
Oh, wow.
what would you say like that you learned and what would you encourage them in around that?
Yeah, I would say just embrace the hard things that come up in life. Like
Hmm.
instead of running from them, instead of escaping them, instead of ignoring them, instead of being in this place of like, oh my God, life sucks and it's never going to get better, lean into those places. Because the truth is like sometimes life does suck.
Yeah.
And sometimes like things in life are very hard and sometimes it's stressful and
Hmm.
all these things. But what I'm finding is as we lean into those places and as we explore those places and as we give room in our life to sort of live in that place,
Yeah.
we learn how to move through it, and there's something to celebrate on the other side, something great that comes from that on the other side. And sometimes it looks like hard work,
Yeah.
sometimes it looks like resting, sometimes
Yeah.
it looks like taking a step back and taking a coffee break.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's so good. I love that, man. Ah, this is awesome. I'm getting more excited about this time together. just being
Yeah,
here.
man.
That's really
Yeah.
good. That's really
Thank you, Blake.
powerful. Um, so
What about
20
you? Can I ask you
2021.
that question?
Yeah, I mean, we still got about 5 minutes here, and being off the cuff, I kind of thought about this question because it was one that I wrote down. I didn't put a lot of time into it, but sitting here in my office, and I see everybody's names on the board, and when I think immediately, like I had some moments of gratefulness for 2021, and some things I realized that were really tough along the way. And I don't know if mine are directly tied. I do 100% agree that, areas that you grow in, um, thinking about this, that you had to break through something or push through something to grow.
Yeah.
But the thing that the biggest celebration I have for 2021, oh, and they are kind of tied together. Wow, it's so funny. So I'll get it. The biggest thing I had to celebrate for 2021 is we're a summit salon. And so 2021 was really it's our second year of being a summit salon, but it's really the first like full year. Actually, it is the first full year because we were February 2020 when we started. So our first full year being a summit salon, tracking everybody's numbers. Every stylist at Hair Revival grew exponentially. I would say even like in their service sales, their retail sales, in their client retention, everyone grew like about a double, about
Yeah,
double.
almost double.
Some of the busier stylists that were already busy didn't do double, but like everyone. And so, um, that's like I was so grateful because I'm constantly plugging away at the future, and like I don't really take time. I'm getting better at taking time to celebrate where we are today, where I am today, where we are as a team today, compared to last year. And it's really that brings me a lot of peace and a lot of joy, because we can always get better, and I get caught up in that, and so I don't want to lose that, but I also want to have a healthy tension and balance between being better, but also recognizing, man, we're doing great, taking a break. And this is kind of where
Yeah.
this coffee break comes from. So that was, dude, that's been a huge celebration. And even, you're a part of that. You said your finances are better. And so that's
Yeah.
directly tied, I think. And a big shout out to Summit Salon and our coach, Shelby, because without her, I don't know where we would be after the pandemic. So
Yeah, she's amazing.
humbled
Yeah,
by
she's
her.
amazing.
So for me, what that ties to as what was so difficult last year, I didn't even realize it, but I started doing more focusing on running the business as the business owner. And I stepped away from the chair a little bit more. And so I started doing just barber cuts, which is what I really enjoy, to try to, you know, condense my time behind the chair and spend more time working on, you know, growing Hair Revival and implementing the summit practices. And so that was really difficult looking back because I have so much of my identity tied up in being a hair colorist, as stressful as it can be. And as much as it was like exciting to kind of move into a new role, it always is exciting to move into a new role in life, but you don't realize what you don't have till it's gone.
Well, there's
It's
like a
so,
mini death, right? It's kind of
yeah.
like a mini death. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, I have my bag of tools here, in my office, and my hair color combs and some of my scissors that I don't really use as much anymore. And it's like, man, I have 10 years in those scissors plus. I have 10 years in
Wow.
those combs as a creative,
Wow.
and that's a big part of my heart that I had to let go of, and I just didn't prepare my heart for that. And so,
Wow.
but the it make looking back and seeing that the time that I believe pulling away from behind the chair to sow into the business, growing everyone here, it's 100,000 times worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I think we've all benefited from it. The entire studio. You can see the growth is tangible. You can see the effect that it's had on the team. So
Well,
thanks for
Michael,
sacrificing that.
this is our first visit. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to cut us off pretty short. We got 30 seconds. Do you want to close this out and tell everybody goodbye or what we can
No,
look
just
forward to?
yeah, I love you guys. We got a lot of cool things happening this year. We got some cool hairstylists coming in, and join us every week, every Thursday at 10 o'clock. We'd love to have you here.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be meeting here at 10 a.m. If you're interested and you want to join in, you can message us on Instagram at Hair Revival Studio. We'd love to have you. As things get busier, we'll have to figure out a way to, you know, organize all that. But for now, have a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday. Boom.